Greetings, ACTIVZ family. It's great to be here. Welcome to the December Founders Zoom. David Brown and I, as we do each and every month, we like to get together on the 15th and talk about what's going on. And here we are in December, the last month of the year, and we were just talking about where we've been and what's coming down the pipeline. So if you're new to ACTIVZ, we do this each and every month, and we do exactly that. We share with you some of the highlights from the previous month. We'd like to give you a glimpse of what we see coming down the pipeline. So let's go ahead and get this started. David, hello, how are you? Happy December, Merry early Christmas. A lot to talk about today.
Hey Ryan, it's great to see you. I'm a little bit jealous. I see that you have your picture of the palm trees in the background. I know that you're in sunny California, although in Sacramento where you're at, it's not always sunny and warm like San Diego where I used to live.
Not so sunny here.
There is a winter storm, a blizzard blowing outside the offices of ACTIVZ, and yet that's wonderful. It's that time of year, it's beautiful, and I'll tell you what, it's a great time to be part of ACTIVZ.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. And having been in Utah just a week or so ago, it was fun to be in the middle of the snowstorm. It was clear during the day, and I felt like I was getting ripped off. And so the weather came in and gave me a great storm to try and fly out of. So I am envious of you. We've been having some pretty big storms here, not snowstorms where I live, but definitely big rainstorms. I think that's probably happening all across the US right now. If you're watching this and you're cold, grab a blanket, turn your heater up, and we're going to share some ACTIVZ warmth with you. Last month was a great month for us. We'll just jump right into it. We're now the middle of December, but I want to talk about November a little bit, because November is also when the holidays start kicking in for most people here in the US. But I'll tell you what, and you've heard us talk about this, many of you have heard us talk about this, we had a historic month for the company of ACTIVZ, biggest month ever in our history. And it was incredible to see all the rank advancements. Our two biggest markets, Mexico and the United States, really just hit it out of the park. And I would say it was not one or the other. Both of them did an incredible job. So congratulations to all of you who were a big part of that. David, we've talked a lot about November. I know that before the month was, actually right as the month was ending, it was incredible to see what was happening. What were some of the highlights that you really paid attention to?
Well, the rank advancements of everyone who had rank advanced was really something to behold, particularly some of the higher ranks. Noemi Garcia becoming an A14, Luz Sierra becoming an A13. Arturo Aragon becoming an A13, and others like that. Gracia Chavez becoming, I think, an A12.
Right. Yep.
And all of them did so in different ways. Some of these people have had previous experience, although probably not the success that they are attaining now in other companies. Some of them have had no previous experience and just have caught the vision and are just really going. One thing I think they all have in common is that they have experienced times when they had a lot of success and they got really excited, followed by long periods of time where they're like, whoa, what happened? I thought this was going to be so easy. And they had kind of a long lull or long plateau where things were not going. It may have even got, in fact, I know in a couple of cases, they actually did go backwards. And it was difficult for them. And so I think that the most amazing thing maybe was the kind of the recapturing the momentum. And that's obviously something that you intended when you announced the momentum trip that I'm sure you could talk about later. But I think that's one of the big reasons that people are excited and are running again, because they realize that, you know what, it is possible, regardless of whether you had momentum and lost it, or whether you never really even thought you had momentum at all, to generate it. And it just is a matter of getting going and doing the things that they're doing, which is frankly, getting outside of their comfort zones, having a plan and working that plan, not once a week, not once a month, but every single day to some degree. So those are the things that caught my eye this past month.
Yeah. When you talk about those rank advancements, you're spot on. In 0 cases where any of those people did they just shoot right up and hit that rank. Every single one has their own story, has had their own journey. It's important for everybody here listening to understand that there are peaks and valleys in our lives, peaks and valleys as you build your business, but there's always a peak, that follows the valley, and it's a little bit higher than you were before. So, in the case of our new legacy A14, Noemi Garcia, she hit A13 maybe a year and a half ago, and there's been some life struggles and challenges that have come up, and she's been able to overcome. So it's really, really exciting and gratifying to see her pull herself up to that next rank of A14. Same with Lucy, same with Arturo. It's just been, very different. And when you talk about how they've done it differently, I think it's worth mentioning that we have people who are really heavy in social media right now. The new A12 Gracia, also Lucy Sarah, really, really have harnessed some of the power, the potential of social media marketing to get the word out and to start, enrolling business partners and customers. Other people like Arturo, I'm not sure that he's ever touched social media, and he won't mind me saying, but he really sticks to the fundamentals, right, of sharing, right, the good news, sharing the benefits of epigenetics with people around him, looking for leaders, sorting and sifting his contacts, teaching other people how to duplicate them, and really kind of doing it, I'll call it the old school way. It's not old school because it still works, right? It still is now, and it's still very, very relevant. My point is with what I think your point was, these are very different ways. We had two A13s hit the same exact month, who build in a very different way. So it was really cool to see that happening now in 2022, when there's so many different ways to reach people, right? I think we forget, we sit there and we think, how do I do a Facebook campaign? Facebook, YouTube. And we forget that sometimes you can just pick up your phone, right? And you can send a text, and you can send a message, or you can call someone, or you can go see them in person. And I would just encourage everybody to use every means possible to get the word out, because you never know who's waiting. You never know who's really looking for what we've got in our hands. And I think there are a lot of people. I'll remind everybody, I think, since I'm on the point, David, that about 165,000 people every week in the US sign up as a distributor of some company, right? That was published by Forbes a few years ago. 375,000 people each week globally join a direct selling company. In other words, they decide to get off the bench, to get in the game, to be an entrepreneur, and to start working for themselves. So if you feel discouraged because people aren't getting back to your Facebook campaigns or your social media posts, you got to try something different, right? You got to find where people, you got to get to where people are, right? Not everyone's on Facebook. And so, I use these two new A13s last month as a testament to that, right? They did it very differently. Lucy finds a lot of people in TikTok, right? She was on Instagram as well at one point, but TikTok's really kind of her gig. Arturo, he's never touched the thing, right? He's built this, started the same time she did, and we've got two A13s with over about $250,000 in sales every single month. So if it's not working for you, try something different, right? Because the people are there and people are joining companies right now. So, that was really a highlight for me as well. Of course, our record growth was awesome as a company, but record growth doesn't come unless you're rank advancing, unless you're reaching your goals. So our commitment is every single month is to help people reach their goals. David, we had, I guess last month we did talk about our anniversary event, didn't we? Because we had just come right off of that. But I feel like we're still kind of basking in the afterglow of that anniversary event that we had down in Mexico, where Dr. Brooks Hybertson was with us, Jaime Loquier, who's a great trainer, motivational speaker, was with us. And right now, I'll just say this, is on the heels of that event, where I'm at and what I'm excited about is what Jaime Loquier trained us about, and I'll talk about that in a second, and what we launched, which is what you referred to, which is the momentum event. It's all about building momentum. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go to our website, go to our Facebook, find out about it, talk to the person who invited you to know what that momentum trip is. But it's not about closing the year strong, even though a lot of people are closing really strong, as evidenced by last month. It's all about kicking off the new year really, really strong, because it's tantamount to stretching that rubber band back and then letting it fly. And however hard you work and what you plant in the ground now is what you're going to harvest here in the next few months in the early stages of 2023. So this is a way for you to launch your business the best possible way, with the best with your best foot forward in 2023. So make sure you're really taking advantage and you're qualifying for the momentum trip. And I will clarify again, as we've done before, there is going to be a destination here in the United States. We haven't yet announced it. We're going to be announcing it probably in the next week or so, where we're going in the US. A lot of people can't travel outside the US, so we're not going to try and do that. We're going to send you to a great place here in the US. David, what are you excited about that's coming up?
Well, that's a great segue, because when we talked about the rank advancements, we pretty much talked about people who are building mostly in Latin America, but the US continues to grow. In fact, the overall pace of growth in the United States is leading the entire company this year. And so there's a lot of great rank advancements, a lot of great growth that's occurring right here in the United States. So I don't want people to think, oh, this is just happening in Mexico or just happening in Ecuador or whatever. That's not the case. Another exciting thing for people is the fact that the restrictions in travel for Japan have recently been lifted. Stu Carvalho, even as we speak, is in Tokyo and is re-engaging. And guess what? We pretty much have to relaunch that market. There are people who hung in there the entire past 3 years and have stayed with us and continue to keep their teams close to them and things like that, but have just kind of been awaiting the return. And so we are relaunching. But the reason I bring that up is that maybe that describes some of you on the call tonight, that over the past month, past year, past 3 years, whatever period of time it is, maybe you've kind of been incubating, waiting for the chance to really kind of relaunch. Maybe you've heard all these things like you got to really hit it your first 30 days, your first 90 days. And you're thinking, well, my first 30 days and my first 90 days are long gone. What do I do now? Well, you back up, you rewind the clock and you say, guess what? For me right now, I've got the next 30 days, you've got the next 90 days and get excited. And I think as the holidays are upon us, there's all types of opportunities to share what we have here at ACTIVZ. Now, that doesn't mean that everyone is going to look forward to having you approach them and ask this question. Are you interested in a business opportunity or things like that? Probably not. That's probably going to get the bowl of Christmas punch dumped on your head. But what I think could happen is there's plenty of opportunities to simply use a variation of this line. One thing I like about ACTIVZ is this. Now, it could be as you're indulging through your third trip through the buffet line, and you say, one thing I like about ACTIVZ is we have this product link that actually is going to help me get through all these calories and all this food that I'm eating, or I just went sleigh riding. One thing I like about ACTIVZ, I have this product that, man, my body does not respond to the bumps and bruises of sledding like it used to when I was a kid, and I'm kind of sore. But you see what I mean? There's all types of opportunities to just dangle that out there and say, one thing I like about is this, and then let people respond. Some will, some won't, but I think that you'll be surprised at how many opportunities there are for that. And so I'm looking forward to doing that. I actually had that experience myself, Ryan. Just last week, I was in the dry cleaners, and I don't remember how I got talking with this person, but she mentioned something. I told her about what I did, and she said, "Oh, vitamins." I said, "No, our products are more specialized. They have to do with inflammation and fighting something called oxidative stress." And then, to my surprise, she said, "Oh, is that like that product Protandim from that company LifeVantage? They talked about oxidative stress." I said, "Wow, I'm surprised you know that." But then I told her about how our products are different and more advanced and things. But who would have thought that this would have come up in a conversation at the dry cleaners? And now she has her husband has some real gut issues, and so I've arranged for her to get some link, and that's just the way it works. And I think that's what I'm excited about, is hearing these stories of people continuing to reach out and make a difference.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great experience of the dry cleaners. And I like that line. I hope you all wrote that down. If you're looking for a way to talk to people, you're right. Leading with, how would you like to hear about my business opportunity? Probably isn't the best door opener, but I do like what you just said about, one of my favorite things about ACTIVZ is ... fill in the blanks, because no one's ever going to just plug their ears and say, no, don't tell me. I don't care what your favorite thing about ACTIVZ is. I don't think that's ever happened. So great. That is a great anecdote. Well, my closing words here really, and looking forward is, as I mentioned, we have the Momentum trip that we're really hoping that you guys qualify for. It may not seem like a big deal because it's not a big incentive trip. It is a weekend for you and a loved one to go and kind of relax, having launched your 2023 business, right? And that's what it's all about. So David, I really like what you said as far as, sort of the proverbial starting over for some people. And truthfully, that's what a new year represents for everybody. It's a year to double down and to kind of push the reset button, I should say. Push that reset button, in some cases say, okay, I did okay in 2022, but I'm gonna do better this year. And here's what I'm gonna do. And I'm gonna relaunch myself. I'm gonna relaunch my business. I'm gonna relaunch my exercise routine. I'm gonna relaunch my diet, right? So think about it that way, right? And take advantage of the Momentum trip, right? Really do what it takes to find those 5 business partners. You're not going to find 10 business partners from. You're going to find at least 5, right? But then you're going to help them find 1. So I haven't talked to any one of our leaders or anyone who's said to me, that's too hard. We can't do that. That's too much. Everyone says, that's it. That's what I have to do. And of course, that implies that they're coming in with at least a 200 PV kit. That implies that they're going to get on auto ship, and you're going to teach them the importance of automating their business, right? And becoming a product with auto ship. So there's some details that you want to look up, but really it's just finding 5 who get 1. You have till the end of this month, December, to find your 5, right? That ends this month. We're going to give you all of the month of January to help your 5 new business partners find at least 1 business partner. Okay, so you have all of January to do that, but you've got 2 weeks from today to go, and that includes Christmas. So I know it's in there, but you've got a whole week after Christmas that you can build. So we believe in you guys. I know that you can do it. We wouldn't have kind of thrown down the gauntlet on this one if we didn't think that you could do it. It's very attainable, and I want to kind of clue you into a secret here. We did this so that people who are new could qualify, or mid-level ranks, or people that are A1 or A2s. Now, we want you to have at least hit a rank of A4 doing this. But if you're listening to this and you're new and you want to win or earn an all expense paid trip to a destination here in the United States, we're going to be announcing it very, very soon where, then just reach out, find 5 business partners between now and the end of December. Help them find 1 business partner before the end of January, and you will be included in that trip. So I think you can all do it, right? Sometimes we're accused of doing, over the top incentive trips that are only for the top leaders, which isn't true. It's just the top leaders are working this full time, right? But this is something you can do, qualify for part-time. I want to shift gears real quick, David. My last words before I pass the baton to you to kind of give the final word. I'm going to share my screen real quick because a lot of us are going to be with friends and family during this holiday season, and in the direct sales industry, a lot of times we say, if you treat it like a business, it'll pay you like a business. Treat it like a hobby, it'll pay you like a hobby, which is about 0, right? And sometimes when we get in social situations or family situations, holiday situations, there are some people who say, well, I can't work, I can't build because people are on vacation mode. But that's the best time to open your mouth and say, you know what I like about ACTIVZ, or you know what I like about my business, or you know what I like about what I learned last week from a business partner or from a mentor or from, right, fill in the blanks. So make sure that you're planting seeds, right, and that you're sharing in an authentic, genuine way. I had an opportunity this last week. I'll just share this real quick. If you can see my screen, to go to Christina Godoy's house here, not too far from my house. And had some friends there, and there's some friends that flew from Mexico that were there. Lucy Sarah and her family's there, and then several people from this area were there. And it was nice because we essentially practiced what to do during the holidays. We ate together, we talked together, we told jokes, we told each other what we liked best about ACTIVZ. There's Claudia teaching me a new pose in front of a Christmas tree, Claudia Valdez. And the point is it was fun, relaxing, and I appreciate Christina for hosting this. But really my takeaway is it's not hard. It's not hard to put a smile on your face, to make people feel comfortable, to make them feel good about themselves, and to share what's in your heart, to share what you're excited about. And really at its core, that is the essence of ACTIVZ. That's the essence of network marketing, but that's the essence of ACTIVZ. It's helping people become better versions of themselves, feel good about themselves, help them feel valued, let them know you care about them. And in exchange, you're going to get the best gift, because you're going to change, right? You're going to become the better version of yourself, and you're going to feel good about yourself, and you're going to feel like, boy, you know what? I understand what my purpose is. So take the opportunity this Christmas season to do just that, and you will see your business grow, and you'll see your heart grow. You know, it might even do what the Grinches did, and it grew. I think it grew 10 times, didn't it? I'm just going to close with this image right here that I talked about. This is what you're doing, right? As you share, plant seeds during the holiday season, November, December, January, you're stretching your business, and you're gonna propel it forward for March, April, May, and June to have a very, very big harvest. So if you want to make double what you're earning today, if you want to have 3 times the rank you have today, do what this guy is doing. Stretch your business today, this month, and really starting today, and you'll have some great results here in the coming months. So, David, I'm gonna give you the last word. I'm excited about the rest of the month, but what are you excited about? What's coming up?
Well, you know what? We started our conversation tonight talking about the snowstorm blowing outside. And so I'm going to end with talking about the snowstorm blowing outside. And the reason for that is many people might know, Ryan, that those of us who live in the western part of the US have been dealing with a historic drought, unprecedented drought. Maybe for thousands of years, this might be the worst drought that this part of the country's ever had. And so we've been praying, many people have been actually praying for moisture. Now, especially during these winter months here in Utah, we rely a lot upon the snowpack. In fact, California does in the Sierra Nevadas also. It's a very important thing. And so it's interesting, we pray for lots of things. And I think the snowstorm is kind of like the Christmas season. We pray we like the snow, we like the holidays, but we also know that with snowstorms comes snow shoveling, comes treacherous driving, comes cold, comes slipping and falling. And so sometimes my wife will say, man, I'm going to pray that the snow stays up in the mountains and the rain falls down the valley. And rarely in my experience, never in my experience, are prayers answered exactly like we would like them to be answered. It's just not how it works generally. But what I do know is that during the holidays, with all the festive lights and all the presents and things, it can be a tough time for a lot of people. And there are a lot of people who are praying for something. And the other thing I know is that prayers are usually answered in the form of other people. And some people are praying for extra money to help their family. Some people are praying for better health. Now, we talk about those type of things all the time. But most people are praying for good people to enter their lives. And whether that involves ACTIVZ or not, I'm looking forward to hearing about all of these stories, because I know all of you on the phone. I know the people who are on this call tonight. I know what kind of people you are. I know that there will be untold stories of real, wonderful acts of human kindness that are going to be shared. And I will say this, that when you do that, it does not go unrewarded. As you share from your heart, with no ulterior motives, no this, no that, just you want to share, you'll be amazed at what's accomplished. And you'll find that your circle of friends, your circle of influence, the way you feel about yourself, your own psyche, and guess what? As a follow along, your business will grow along the way, because all of those things are tied to that vibration, that energy, that whatever that current in the universe that simply arises as we help people this time of year and other times of the year. So embrace the snowstorms in your lives. Realize that there are a lot of people looking for you. They may not know it. They may be hoping for rain in the valley, but they got snow instead. But it's still a blessing no matter what. And we can really make a difference in the lives of others, as you've already done. And I'm really grateful for all of you. I hope all of you have a wonderful holiday, Merry Christmas, whatever holiday you and your family are celebrating. And just know that we're celebrating our association with you as well. Ryan, back to you.
Right. All right. Well, thank you, David. That's it, folks. We'll see you same time, same place, same time, same place next month, January. Guys, have a great holiday season, great Christmas, and Happy New Year. We won't be broadcasting before January, and next time we see you, it will be 2023 in our founder Zoom. So hope that you have a wonderful and safe holiday season. Give our very best to your loved ones, to your families, and let us know if we can do anything for you. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you, David. Take care.
Merry Christmas. Bye-bye.